Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Call Laim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. Shalom to the nation Israel. This is Brother McQuarrie from the Living Waters Church. I'm gonna do a run lesson on to deliver to Satan, right? Because we know that Satan is a multifaceted instrument of the Lord, okay? Which all, matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Let me get this real quick. Ecclesiastes 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. And in time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So we know that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai made the angels to carry out his spiritual biddings, right? It's, and you could say, I guess you could say spiritual and physical biddings, because like if the Lord wants somebody to jump in front of a car, he'll put a spirit on them, and that person will go jump on the car, right? Or like an example with what's his name? With Judas Iscariot. Satan, you can literally when you literally read the account, it says Satan entered into Judas, and then afterwards Yahweh Shah says, go do what you got to do, right? So the way the Lord is set up is he uses angels to do his bidding. He'll send specific angels to enter into people to do certain things, right? Back over here, 1 Corinthians 5:5, it says to deliver such and one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord Yahweh Shai. So, but specifically in this video, I'm gonna go into how you're gonna have Yahweh B'Shem Shai delivers people unto Satan, sometimes for their destruction and their downfall, and sometimes for their salvation, right? It's kind of like if you beat a child, you're beating them, or you're beat them, or however you discipline them. You're not disciplining them for the fun of it. You're doing it for their betterment, right? And the same thing with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You have cases where guys will get off track, and which I'm gonna bring them out, and the Lord would set things in front of them to get them to come back on path. And as you see right here, is this is delivered. Yahweh was allowing people to be delivered unto Satan for their betterment. First Corinthians 11:32. It says, but when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be consumed with the world, right? So we're judged and we're chastened. Slakia. Yeah, we're judged and we're chastened of the Lord, not so we're destroyed, right? But so we don't get destroyed with the world, right? It's like when you look into a lot of our people who are in jail, it's mostly because they only had one parent growing up and they didn't get what they needed, right? So, and the Lord, he's stepping in for some of the ones that he doesn't want to go down a bad path. He wants them to do exactly what he wants them to do and be an instrument for his bidding on the righteous side. So he'll intervene and put him in situations that's going to lead him down the path that he should be on. Same thing with anybody who we want to do something to, right? He'll do things to them to put them on a path that he wants them to be on, right? Now some is for destruction and some is for salvation. It says, I'm gonna go over here. Hebrews 12:16. Slacking, wrong one. Hebrews 12:6. It says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth him, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth." So the Lord, he's gonna everybody who is his, he's gonna whip him into shape pretty much. Okay, not only he's gonna be chastising them for just to see where their loyalty is, or if they will fold, but he also is going to chasten the ones that he wants simply because he wants to get them on track, right? Like the Lord has set you in certain situations, bad, really, really bad ones, just to give you no other options but to do what he wants you to do, right? And I'm gonna get an example right here. Jonah 1:17. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh his power out of the fish's belly. So you see right here, the Lord prepared that Yahweh, he prepared that fish for Jonah to take him, right? He did that for him. Why? He put him in a position where you got two options: serve me or die, right? It says, then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh his power out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto Yahweh. See, so he was getting afflicted, so he basically was chastening to submission, right? He understood that the Lord put him in that situation, and he chastened him into submission. He bowed down, he humbled himself down, and he was back on track. It says, and he heard me out of the belly of hell. The belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. For thou hast cast me into the deep, and the midst of the seas, and the floods compass me about. All thy billows and thy waves passed over me. So then I said, I am cast out of thy sight, yet I will look again towards thy holy temple. So Jonah pretty much is trying to turn things around. He's trying to repent. He's trying to get some forgiveness from the Lord. He's trying to ask for another chance. Okay, but the Lord, obviously knowing all things, he knew what would it take to get Jonah back on track. So he set that fish up to get Jonah back on track. Okay, and that's the thing. That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua does. Okay, he does what he got to do to put people back on where he wants them to go. This is Acts chapter 9 verse 1. And Saul, yet breathing out threatening and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went unto the highest priest, and desired of him letters to Damascus, to synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. So you have Saul going into one of the top priests, asking him basically for like a warrant, pretty much, right? If we find anybody that served the Lord, as you see right here, man or women, they be taken into custody and brought back to Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth, and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And he said, Who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Yahushua, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, Arise, go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man. But they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus. So Saul lost his vision. It says, and he was 3 days without sight, and neither did he eat nor drink. There was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias, and to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias. And he said, Behold, I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus. For behold, he prayeth, and he hath seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in, and putting his hands on him, that he might receive his sight. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he hath done to thy saints at Jerusalem. So it says right here, Saul hath done many evil things to the disciples of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? So he kind of like confused, like, wait, you want me to go step to this man, go talk to him? He's done many evil things to us. You sure this is a good idea? It says, and here he hath authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. So he like, man, Yahweh, you sure you want me to do this? He has a warrant for the apprehension of anybody who serves you, right? It says, but the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. So that's a lot going on right there, right? It says, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel. So all the evil that he has done, he's still a chosen vessel, right? So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua sets up appointed things at appointed times, right? Good and bad, to get the people where they want to be, right? Kind of like how we always served other gods before finding out about Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? We all were given appointed times to wake up and to do better, right? We're given appointed times, and the Lord even knows when we're going to mess up. We're going to go off track, and he's going to have to do things to us to get us back on track, kind of like with Jonah, right? The Lord knows all these different things. He's already setting these things up. Man, these things are already set up, okay, since the beginning. So we showed you with Jonas. We showed you with Saul, right? That when the Lord wants to put you through things to get you back on track, it's going to happen. Let's go over here. It's 2 Samuel chapter 1. So like 2 Samuel chapter 12 and 1. And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, There were 2 men in one city, the one rich and the other poor. The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him and with his children. It did eat of his own meat, and drink of his own cup, and lay in his own bosom, and was unto him as a daughter. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take his own flock and his own herd to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. And he said to Nathan, As the Lord liveth, the man that had done this thing surely shall die, and he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. So you have Nathan coming on to King David, telling him this terrible story, right, of treachery and disregard. And David turns pissed. He's like, whoever did this, let me know who it is. We're gonna, as the Lord lives, we're gonna make this right. Okay, this guy is surely gonna die. He's gonna pay it back too. It says, verse 7, and Nathan said to David, Thou art the man, thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel. I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of thy hand of Saul. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. So you have Nathan coming on to King David, letting him know, listen, the Lord know what you did. Okay, you killed your man because you laid down with his wife, you got her pregnant, right? You trying to cover it up in secret. And Nathan told him, listen, Yahweh said, man, he gave you all these things. If you wanted more, all you had to do was ask. It says, wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord Yahweh to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son. For thou didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against Yahweh. And Nathan said unto David, Yahweh also have put away thy sin, thou shalt not die. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of Yahweh to blaspheme, the children also that is born unto thee shall surely die. And Nathan departed unto his house, and Yahweh struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. David therefore besought Yahweh for the child, and David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth, but he would not, neither did he eat bread with them. And it came to pass on the 7th day that child died. And the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead, for they said, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? But when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, is the child dead? And they said, he is dead. Then David arose from the earth and washed and anointed himself, and changed his apparel, and came into the house of the Lord Yahweh and worshipped. Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him. He did not before him, and he did eat. Then said his servants unto him, what thing is this that thou hast done? Thou didst fast and weep. Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive. But when the child was dead, thou didst not rise. Thou didst rise and eat bread. And he said, while the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, who can tell whether Yahweh will be gracious to me, that the child may live? But now he is dead. Wherefore should I fast? Can I bring him back again? Shall I go to him? But he shall not return to me. And David comforted Bathsheba his wife, and went in unto her, and lay with her, and she bare a son, and he called his name Solomon, and Yahweh loved him. So you have a story right here where King David was punished as his child died, right? And that was just the beginning of it. Later on, as you see, the other thing was going to happen. Like, he was going to lose his wives are going to commit adultery on him, and everybody was going to know about it. But again, the Lord did what he did unto David, right? He did what he did unto David, and it is what it is. Okay, the Lord, he's going to chasten us how he sees fit, right? But he spared David's life. He said, I should kill you for this, but I'm going to spare your life, but you're going to have to go through this, that, and the third, right? So depending on how things is, so depending on how things are, is or what you did and how the Lord's going to decide to have mercy, if he has mercy at all, right? Is you're pretty much in the hands of the Lord. But if the Lord want to keep you, he's going to keep you, but you're going to have to go through some things. Okay? Let's keep going. I'm going to get this right here. But the Lord is not just out here just trying to just do things to us just because. People got, we got to learn. It's got to be lessons. Baruch 4:5, be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to Yahweh. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Exactly. And it's letting us know right here, we about to serve a punishment out because we did things against the Lord. Okay, we did things against the Lord, and now we're going to have to pay for it. But as it said, as we read, it wasn't for our destruction, right? It was just to make us better. And the Lord is Yahweh Shemi Shad is a great father. Okay, he's the ultimate father. He knows what to do and what not to do, and what punishment to apply and not to apply, when he wants to do it and how to do it. And you got some things our people, all of us are going to go through. Okay, all of us are going to go through. We make mistakes. You're going to have to have the Lord's going to have mercy upon you, right? Or he's going to just hang you out to dry. Either way, we none of us, we all deserve death. Whatever happens to us, we deserve it, period. Right? The simple fact that we're alive right now and able to do what we can, right? Try to serve the Lord, try to do better. That in itself is a miracle. Okay? Well, I'll say not a miracle, but a blessing. And like you see right here in Baruch, he's just not doing bad things to us just so we can be destroyed. He's doing it for our good. But this is 2 Peter 2:9. It says, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. And you got some people who are not going to get punished. The Lord's going to save all their crimes until the last day, and then he's going to pay them back in blood, pretty much, in destruction. But then you got guys who he's looking out for and who he want to preserve and keep them from being spoiled and going down the wrong path. He's going to chasten them immediately. Okay, they're going to get immediate chastisement. They're not going to be able to get away with things. Okay, they're going to get immediate chastisement, but it's to better them, to keep them on the same track, right? And we just read, it's not for destruction. Romans 8:28, it says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh Shemi Shad, to them who are called who are the called according to his purpose. So Yahweh Shemi Shad, if you believe that you are one of his, you will believe everything that's happening to you is to help you out. Everything that's happening to you is to put you back on track, is to get you right. Okay? Everything Yahweh Shai went through, everything the disciples went through, everything was for a reason, and is for a reason. Okay? But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash, Shalom.